All right, I'd like to call the meeting of the Kane County Forest Preserve Commission to order. Ask that we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and have Commissioner Vasquez lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pat, please call the roll.
Here.
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 Here. Here. Here.
Here.
The first item of business is approval of the minutes from the April 9th meeting. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes? Moved by Ms. Lesh, second by Mr. Ford. Any questions or comments on the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There is no one here this morning signed up to speak, so I will ask for a motion to approve the bills. Moved by Jesse, second by Mark Davis. Are there any questions on the bills this month? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Aye.
Yes.
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 The bills are approved. This morning, under bids and proposals, we have 5 items that I think we can take together if no one has objection. The first is Resolution 2216, accepting a bid for new fire rings at Big Rock Campground. The next is 2217, accepting a bid for brush mowing at Hampshire and Schweitzer Woods Forest Preserves. The next is 2218, resolution accepting a bid for water control improvements at the Japanese and Centennial Gardens at Fabian Forest Preserve. The fourth is Resolution 2219, accepting a change order for ADA consulting services for the Big Rock Campground on-site audit. And the final resolution is 2220, a resolution authorizing sale of surplus equipment from the Forest Preserve District. I entertain a motion to approve those. Moved by Mr. Fraz, second by Mr. Heyman. Are there any questions on the 5 bids and proposals this morning? All of these are budgeted items or items that come to us with unanimous vote from the Executive Committee. Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Aye. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Silva, yes.
Resolutions 2216 through 2220 are approved. We have one item under land acquisition this morning. It's 2221. This is a resolution authorizing a change order for Martin Design for Phase 1 and Phase 2 construction services at Settlers Hill Golf Course. Moved by Mr. Davis, second by Ms. Castro. This is for the moving forward with the design and implementation of the driving range and the relocation of Hole 1 at Settlers Hill. Mr. Ford.
Sounds good.
Okay. We'll have big nets put up so that you don't hit anyone from the driving range.
Yeah, bro.
Right. All right. Any questions? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Aye. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Resolution 2221 is approved. Next is Resolution 2222. This is a resolution authorizing execution of an intergovernmental agreement with the Fox Valley Park District to provide for public safety cooperation and enforcement. Moved by Mr. Vasquez. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Allen. Any questions on this? Hearing none. Pat, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Resolution 2222 is approved. We have 4 ordinances to consider this morning. The first 2 we'll take together. Do we have to take them separately?
This should be done separately.
All right, we'll take them separately. The first is Ordinance 487. This is an amendment to our capitalization and depreciation ordinance. This is an ordinance cleaning up our financial policies per the recommendation of our finance director and our auditors. So motion to approve this?
Second.
Moved by Mr. Vasquez, second by Mr. Ford. Any discussion on Ordinance 487? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Ordinance 487 is approved. Next is Ordinance 488. This is an ordinance establishing an unclaimed property policy consistent with the requirements of state statute. Is there a motion to approve this? Moved by Mr. Davis, second by Mr. Fraz. Discussion? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Resolution 488 is approved. Or Ordinance 488, I apologize. Next is Ordinance 489. This is our annual budget appropriation ordinance. Can I have a motion to approve that? Moved by Mr. Vasquez, second by Mrs. Allen. Just some brief discussion on this. This is the budget that has been generated from the tax levy that we approved at our December meeting. It's a balanced budget. It is one which has, in our operations, roughly $200,000 in additional expenditures, primarily to cover the cost of a 2% salary adjustment for our staff and dealing with benefits related to that. It also includes in it a reduction of roughly $1.5 million in debt service from our refinance of our bonds. And we've had lengthy discussion at Finance Committee regarding the budget as well as at Executive Committee. And we think that the budget is a conservative one. It recognized that we continue to add property to our holdings since our last referendum. Roughly an additional 1,500 acres have been acquired. And we all are aware of the improvement projects we're doing. And so we continue to do more with additions, without significant additions to our staff and with the help of a lot of volunteers. And just as president, I feel this is a very conservative and a very well-balanced budget. We do have and continue to maintain significant reserves consistent with our financial policies as well. Are there any questions regarding the budget? Mr. Vasquez?
Yeah, just one comment, John. I just want to thank the staff for presenting I think a budget that was easy to read,
very thorough, detailed, and comprehensive, and I really appreciate the work that staff's done on that.
Mr. Smith?
The best thing about it is it came in under last year's budget.
That's good. Any other questions? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Ordinance 489 is approved. The final ordinance this morning is 490. This is an ordinance that adjusts the salaries. And again, this is when we adjust our budget for wages, we have a corresponding adjustment in our salary ordinance to accommodate those wage changes. I'll ask for a motion to approve this. Moved by Mr. Vasquez, second by Ms. Silva. Are there any questions? Hearing none, Pat, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Ordinance 490 is approved. Next, we have a presentation that we're going to make, but before we do that, I think we conclude the rest of the agenda. I just want to make a couple comments. First of all, I want to congratulate the district and our staff for being awarded the $400,000 grant for the Bruner Preserve. I think everyone received a copy of of the press release that was issued. I can't say enough how important that program, the DNR's program, the OSLAD program, has been to our district, not only providing matching grants for acquisition of land, but also improvement of land. And the funding source from that comes from the real estate transfer tax. It was a dedicated funding source when that tax was imposed. And every year, because of the state's budget concerns, there's talk about shifting the resources to other uses. And through the help of our legislators and the lobbying efforts of our board here and our staff, we've been able to keep that funding source dedicated to its original purpose. And I know the governor had a presentation on Saturday where he provided the grants, and Maggie had the opportunity to attend there. Maggie, do you have any comments about the grant?
It was just an honor to be there and represent the Kane County Forest Preserve. About 45 park districts and open space entities were awarded grants, and we were one of them. And we all got to go up there and say who we were and where we were from, and we were actually on the Channel 7 News on Saturday night.
That's very good. We never know when that presentation is going to be made. It's always a mystery, but the governor does a good job of creating a public forum where he brings the agencies together that are getting grants. And I would point out that this grant is going to allow us to complete our third major capital project, which we promised to complete as part of the last referendum. It's the improvements up at Bruner, over 3.5 miles of trails, and I'm anxious to get that done because really to get the public in to see that preserve is going to be fantastic. They'll really enjoy it. All right, I'll take a motion to place on file the department reports. Moved by Ms. Allen, second by Mr. Heyman. Any questions or comments on the reports? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Now, Drew, you have the floor. We Drew presents to us a Natural Resource Department summary of the work that he's done, and we felt it's appropriate to make this presentation to the Commission as a whole and the public that's here so we can get an idea of all the hard work he's done.
Thank you. Well, it's May 2013, but I wanted to turn the clock back a little bit to last year. There was a lot of accomplishments that my department made and the district made as a whole. So I want to recap some of those for you. If I can have the next slide, there we go. Just a refresher, the Natural Resources Department was formed in 2005. We have 7 full-time staff, usually 3 summer interns, and we manage all forms of wildland, basically that 90% we hear about, the 90-10 rule. So it includes all the prairies, wetlands, and woodlands that are out on our preserves. And this also includes 8 Illinois state nature preserves. Those are usually the ultra high quality habitats that we manage. I'm not going to read this list for you because I have a corresponding slide for each of the categories here, but these are the primary activities. I don't have enough time to go into every detail of every activity engaged in my department, but there's a lot that we do. All right, we'll start with plant propagation. All told, we devoted 936 hours to this activity, and in the propagation, we've created or planted 1,500 oak seedlings. We started in our propagation beds, started prairie forbs, distributed those to the Prairie at Home, and that's a concept I developed a few years back, whereby we grow plants and interested citizens will take them from us, plant them in their gardens, their landscaping at home, and all we ask in return is they give us the seed, and that's been fairly successful. Last item on propagation, we are growing endangered species and other rare plants so that we can give a leg up into the habitats when we plant them out again. Prescribed burning, one of the most important activities that we do each year. All of our native habitats are adapted to fire and they need it to thrive. So last year, staff from Natural Resources and Operations combined tallied 947 hours for burning. We were able to get to 1,100 acres burned, which is a fairly impressive number. Our target each year is about 1,000. 22 individual burns were completed across 15 preserves, and the two largest noteworthy burns from last year was Burlington Prairie, 108 acres, and then Burnage, 128 acres. So burning is important not only to release the nutrients locked into the vegetation, but also to help battle brush, and it's an ongoing battle, let me tell you, out in the fields. All right, next. Research and monitoring. Now, just a upfront comment about this. This is aside from what we do from wildlife. This is what our natural resources team does. A variety of things we accomplished last year. Some unusual plants coming in and being invasive. Wild chervil is the main culprit right now. We're doing a controlled experiment. We do baseline vegetation transects, rare plant monitoring, timber cruises for tree surveys, and deer browse projects. Now, research and monitoring, we do a lot of baseline work because, believe it or not, in this day and age, we still do not know all the plant material, all the plant species that grow on our properties. Every year, every couple of years, we're discovering new species, believe it or not. Next. Tree planting. Last year, we installed 912 pot-grown trees. They were planted at Aurora West, Schweitzer, and Dick Young, mostly during Earth Day and the National Public Lands Day. About 170 people volunteered to do these plantings with us. And interesting fact here, 487 hours of that total was devoted to after planting care. You recall we had that dramatic drought last year. So my team was out there watering almost every day in the middle of the summer in the heat. And most all the trees survived. We maybe lost 100 to 150. We're still getting the numbers in. Next. Seed harvest and cleaning, another very important activity. You may have heard me say in the past that seed is basically the fuel that powers the restoration engine in our organization. We don't really go clear land until we know we have seed to recreate or enhance the habitats. Last year, the drought really impacted our harvest. We only collected seed of 49 species. Typically, it's double that. We collected 205 pounds, that's clean, processed seed, and estimated commercial value, just I know numbers stick out to some people, a little over $72,000 in value if we were to purchase that commercially. And by my estimate, that's about a third of what we normally harvest. So we were down. This year, we're just beginning the harvest right now. Seed planting. With the lack of seed or a depleted supply out in the wildlands, we didn't have many projects we could complete. Mostly woodlands. These are the sites that we installed seed at: Aurora West, Bliss, Burlington, Johnson's Mound, and Lone Grove. Next. Brush clearing, brush and tree clearing. Now, I got to mention, this is what staff has actually conducted, not what our contractors are hired to do. So of all the activities during 2012, this tallied the most hours, 1,100 1,144 hours. Main projects were at 4 sites: Dick Young, Campton, Fabian, and Fitchie. This also includes time dedicated to remove dead and dying ash trees. EAB is still here, it's still in the news, it's still affecting us, and it will be affecting us for decades to come. So we have thousands of ash trees on our properties that are dying. We do insecticide treatments on some, but we can't get to them all. So we're still going to be cutting for years to come. Weed control, herbicide, 975 hours. Many sites we go to, there's weeds everywhere, but most of the target species in 2012 were purple loosestrife, teasel, I apologize I didn't put up there, the wild chervil, but also we herbicide stump resprouts. Basically, after a contractor comes through or our staff clears an area, we have to ensure that we don't get a brush problem again. So we have to herbicide the sprouts. It's a lot of time dedicated to weed management. Mowing, 265 hours. The drought did us a favor last year. It knocked back a lot of weeds. Usually this number would probably be a third again as high in a typical year. A lot of different species we mow: white sweet clover, we had hand pull and cut garlic mustard. Canada thistle isn't up there because we didn't have much Canada thistle flower and produced the fluff last year. One of the weeds we are battling more and more is called Bradford pear. It's misspelled up there, I apologize. It's a brush or tree species, and it's invading a lot of our prairies from adjacent nurseries. Next, okay. And last but not least, many of you know Bill Grazer, our wildlife biologist. This is the hours that he basically is dedicated to a variety of projects. Just for wildlife field studies, 1,869 hours dedicated, mostly to Blanding's turtle, netting and tracking, snake surveys, and deer management program. Stepping back for the snake and turtle surveys, there are a variety of preserves. We still don't know all the animal life that depends on our properties, so we're continuing to study the animals. With the deer program, it was the notable item is the year 1 of the archery hunting was conducted in 2012, and the numbers aren't up there, but you may have heard them before. The total harvest was 21 deer, and the work occurred, or the archery occurred at 2 sites only. It was Freeman, Kane, and Brunner, and we had 31 participants. So it was a successful first year of the program, we think. And with that, I'll take any questions you have.
How many more preserves are we going to open up to deer hunting?
How many more?
More, we have like 2.
We have 2 right now. Well, it's a tough one to answer. It's it takes a lot of Bill's time to manage the program. Just for an example, in McHenry County, they have 1 full-time person who devotes half his job just to the deer program. Ideally, I mean, there's probably 10 or 15 sites it could occur at, but we don't have the staff power or the research done yet. So it might stay at 2 for a number of years, 2 or 3. Yes.
Drew, do we have the numbers back from the deer harvest yet?
Our harvest, archery?
Yes.
Yes, the archery, the ones that were on Forest Preserve property, they harvested 21 deer.
21 deer? Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yep, total.
What about the CDW?
CWD, good question. All the deer, it was mandatory to participate in the program that any harvested deer had to go to the necessary tissue had to go to the lab for testing. 1 was positive on our property at Freeman.
And that was from Freeman?
Yes, through the archery program.
Thank you.
Jesse?
Jesse.
Milkweed planting and stuff, do we do any of that, or?
Milkweed? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the species. There's about 5 different species of milkweed we try to harvest every year, and it goes in our seed mixes. Mm-hmm.
It's a good place for the monarch butterfly.
You bet, yeah.
To reproduce, so we can encourage that.
It's the only plant, believe that the monarchs feed on, so it's an important plant to have around.
All right, are there any other questions? Thank you, Drew.
Thank you.
All right, we have one more announcement before we adjourn. Monica?
Sure, I just want to remind everybody about the Creek Bend opening. We're going to start with a Friday evening social. Lori's at 4 or 4:30? 4:30. Okay, Creek Bend, we're going to showcase the building that evening as a rental opportunity. We're going to do a formal ribbon cutting, but we wanted to showcase the building more as a rental opportunity. And then on Saturday, June 1st, we'll have a family-type outdoor festival introducing the facility to the community.
All right, Mr. Shefflow?
Yep. I just wanted to note the passing of Adela Wolf. She was the widow of Paul Wolf that the Forest Preserve was named after, and she died on May 5th of 2013, and she's having a memorial, or they're having a memorial service on May 18, this Saturday at 11:30, the Waite Ross Allison Funeral Home. Some of you may know her. She was also the law librarian,
right.
for many years, and just want to make note of that.
Okay. Thank you, Doug. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Mr. Kenyon, second by Ms. Castro. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned until June 11th. Thank you.